For better or worse, deepfakes are part of the artificial intelligence revolution. In this video, we're gonna look at the cutting-edge, state-of-the-art deepfakes just to see where the technology's at right now, see which deepfakes have been trending, what people think about it, and generally just get a pulse on the entire industry as it evolves. So we'll start with the most viral of all deepfakes in recent memory. That's this post, which is just, what if your favorite celebrities had children? Harry Styles, Taylor Swift? It's a nice family. Macaulay Culkin and Mila Kunis, those are two unique faces, and I do see it in the children. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. Chris Hemsworth and Jennifer Aniston. Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart. Ryan Gosling and Imogen Poots. The Muppet Family. Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. That was meant to be since that speeding bus movie. Right, wasn't that Keanu Reeves? Yeah, wow, that's a classic.
The bus that couldn't slow down.
But where's the state of the art in video right now? I'm gonna show you. Justine Moore published this to Twitter this week, and it's crazy. So this deepfake was made using Stable Diffusion, EbSynth, and a new one-click deepfake tool called Roop. And look at how realistic that motion is. You can quickly see in the bottom corner sometimes what the actual person looked like and what they're deepfaking themselves as. Like, look at the hair move, like right after the head, and then it kind of knows what's in the foreground and the background, which hairs are kind of supposed to move first and last. That's crazy. And you can see the wrinkles in the clothes kind of change depending on the chest shape, and there's that thing with the shoulders. And it's definitely like TikTok's beauty filter on steroids. So the creator said they were using this tool, Roop, to actually make the base model, the base deepfake. And they were using this tool, EbSynth, to give it that stylized look. The craziest part is that's just a blue towel on his head that's like making that motion. Next, I have a solution for a big problem of yours, ugly QR codes. I'm sure that's one of your big problems, right? So check out that beautiful QR code. Don't scan it, I don't even know where it goes, but it just sure looks beautiful. But if you've got a link to your company, your business, your YouTube account, whatever it is, check out this URL. This is Stable Diffusion art, and look at all the fun ways that you can use Stable Diffusion, the text to image generator, to actually take QR code to image. Here you're gonna find a step-by-step guide, generate the QR code, then do an image to image diffusion, and you can end up with beautiful working QR codes like this, or that. There's beautiful women in all of these QR codes. Hide a robot in there? That'd be good for a farmer's market. Maybe even make a dragon that goes to Curious Future. Now let's talk about copyright, because there's been a big update from Japan. It is official now. Japan has said see you later to copyright rules around artificial intelligence. It is now legal to train an AI model with any information you can find, whether or not that's copyrighted or not. Kaiko Nagaoka is a big shot from the Japanese government. He wanted to make sure that no Japanese laws got in the way of artificial intelligence progress. Government officials are worried that Japan's in the slow lane when it comes to artificial intelligence because of too much bureaucracy. And look, most of us hate red tape, but of course not everybody in Japan is throwing up their hands celebrating. Especially some of the folks that make the really famous anime art that comes out of there are pretty bummed, because many of them think that AI in the future is gonna make their work worth less. Japan is the third largest economy on the planet, and with the US and China still waiting to make a decision about how copyright can be used training AI models, Japan's decision might very well set the tone for the rest of the world. So many people on the internet recently have been charmed by a new deepfake series of Elon Musk attending a wedding in India. Yeah, look at him smiling up a storm. Oh, so fancy in traditional Indian attire. Another one. I like the white. It suits him well. I gotta admit, that photo looks pretty good. The bokeh background, the light hitting the side of his face, the horse looks very real. Look at him surrounded by those people. They love him. They love him. And most important, he brought some charm to the internet. Something that Elon himself doesn't do as much anymore.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
For the next set of deepfakes that were causing a stir, we're going to the Pentagon. A scary deepfake of a big explosion happening at the Pentagon has been going around the internet. I admit the photo looks real, but after some government officials got worried, and the corners of the internet with the conspiracy people thought it was a big cover-up, the US Department of Defense officially said it's fake. It's a doctored, AI-generated image. Nothing is blown up at the Pentagon, and there is no danger. Now let's talk about why Keanu Reeves said, huh? To a fake tear. I know you're all familiar with the actor Keanu Reeves from The Matrix. Or are you? Because the real life actor is kind of freaking out over deepfakes. It's actually written into his contract that they can't use computer generated deepfake technology to change his acting. In an interview he said, yeah, digitally, I don't mind if somebody takes a blink out during an edit. But early on in the 2000s, I had a performance changed. They added a tear to my face. And I was just like, huh? He even shared a story that when he was talking to a teenager about The Matrix and how the character Neo, who he played, fought for reality, the teen replied to him, who cares? Can you imagine that? Keanu would be like, I care. You little brat. Overall, Keanu Reeves thinks that we're getting pulled into this tech world a little too fast, and we're not always aware of who's pulling the digital strings. So you guys want to see Einstein and Gandhi with ripped six-pack abs? Yeah, deepfakes can do that for us. Check this out. Gandhi reimagined mid-deadlift. Whoa, that's an Albert Einstein I haven't imagined before. Vincent van Gogh to the gym. Whoa. That's accurate to how I imagine Nikola Tesla. It's just one of the greats, you know? Okay, the problem with this is that tank top slash bra thing. What is going on there? Nelson Mandela? I could see that. Oh my god, Isaac Newton? It looks like some WWE stuff. Whoa. I don't know, that's like the people's eyebrow or something. Version of Karl Marx that owns a Harley Davidson? William Shakespeare? Whoa. Let's talk about this article published over at Ars Technica. So they made this fake guy named John and then showed how you could really influence somebody's life using deepfakes. They made the original deepfakes of John just look like an everyday, ordinary school teacher. But then they used those base photos, something you could find from a lot of people on social media, to then go put him in wild, weird situations. John dressed as a clown? I mean, I guess a teacher could do that without getting fired, right? Then they showed him in the office with, a coworker. Yikes. She's fake too, presumably. Training with a paramilitary group on the weekends? It's more trouble. Relaxing shirtless in his classroom after school? Come on, this guy is getting canned. He's getting canned. Serving time in prison for some things he never told the school system about. John doing a little bit of medieval LARPing on the weekends? Awkward, but not fireable. Maybe even endearing, actually. John is an astronaut? Hey, stock's going up, man. School system's lucky to have a guy like that. Next, I wanted to show you this deepfake, mostly because I was interested in the way that they used a lot of pans and zooms, along with the photograph of a stable person, and then the deepfake technology for the face. So it's just an interesting combination of all the technology we've already looked at. But because of the limitations of not having text to video models, just the deepfake on the face, that's still kind of a cool look if you use it in the right way. I just wanted to share that video to spark your creativity. So question for you, do you think 4% of the population might be zombies? Like no blood flowing through their body, or if it is, it's ice cold? Well, new deepfake research says yes. Kind of, if you interpret it wrong like I am. The Intel Corporation is working on a deepfake detector, and it's a really innovative approach. It looks for blood flow in video to figure out if it was deepfaked or real, and it has a 96% accuracy. And it's a really interesting effect because even though it's subtle, the fact that our heart is beating means more and less blood is in our face every heartbeat, and that's detectable. So putting videos into this neural network that's a classifier gives you either fake or not fake. And combining that with another AI detection tool, which is all about the way the eyes gaze, they can get to 96% accuracy. And I noticed one astute comment at the bottom of the article, pointing out that the system might actually have 100% accuracy if 4% of the population just actually has no blood flow. Maybe they're outright cold-blooded, non-human, maybe even zombies. Are 4% of the population zombies? Well, research says maybe. Maybe not. So the downside to a world where anybody can make deepfakes is that we get stories like this, which I'm sad to report. There's a popular YouTube channel called Aperture, and they just uploaded a video called Deepfake Adult Content is a Serious and Terrifying Issue. And in the video, he points out how a teacher was actually fired because some students showed their parents a video of the teacher that was a deepfake doing something that she never did. And stuff like this feels obviously criminal to me, but we also just haven't caught up with the law right now and people are still unsure. And in this case, the parents just didn't believe the technology even existed to allow something like that, and they were just in denial. For now, awareness is the best thing I can recommend. Like, tell your friends this technology exists. And let them know that even though Google and Reddit have some tools now to try to figure out if people are real and not deepfake them, the tools are not that accurate. There's really just nothing right now that's stopping someone from taking an image from somebody else's social media and putting it on a different video clip. And going forward, remember to both have a critical eye, but also be sympathetic, because I think we're gonna see a lot more of this stuff in the future, unfortunately. Multiple radio stations and TV broadcasts were hacked, showing a deepfake of Putin announcing a mass mobilization from Russia. Now, if you're looking for it, you can see signs that this video is a deepfake, especially with the corners of his mouth. But for somebody who watches the news and doesn't expect something like that to show up and they're not aware of it, I could see how they would be convinced this might be real and worried. I found this comment on Reddit and it stuck with me because it had a hypothetical what if. What if a law enforcement agency had somebody detained and they showed that person a deepfake of the other people like ratting them out or confessing, and then they showed it to the person who was detained and they were like, oh, they've already ratted me out, I better just give in to, and then they get information, but they were using something that wasn't real in the first place. Isn't that weird? Now, using deepfakes to extract information isn't totally new, but I hadn't thought about it in that context. I usually think about it more as in like elderly people getting called up with a voice synthesizer of their children or grandchildren asking for money. Here in America, we're coming up on election season. You know the deepfakes are gonna go rampant, so just be ready for it. Deepfakes in politics, there's just something about it. Like you just know that's like the use case it's gonna be used for a lot of like political operatives and all that stuff. And keep in mind the emotional impact, because you can see something that's fake. You might believe it emotionally, feel it, and then learn that it's fake and logically correct, but you might still have that icky feeling towards the thing, even though it never existed and that person never said that. So a new skill that we have to develop as citizens of the world is to try our best to first detect it and second, not let that kind of thing impact us in an emotional way. And obviously that's really hard to do, but that's the reason people are using these tools in the first place. So we shouldn't be victims of it. We gotta be detectives of these fancy computer tricks, and we also have to be very empathetic for the people who are getting their images distorted, whether or not we like politically agree with them or not. All people. Smash that subscribe button.